Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Well, it's October 24, Evelina Falenta's birthday, and I call it Solo Sexual Pride Day. She sings a lot of songs about her relationship with herself. And I like having these unofficial holidays because they serve as little anchor points along the way of life, right? And September, October, those are pretty tough months with very few real holidays. And I first started celebrating these pseudo holidays back during the pandemic. We were just going through a big wave of COVID, and we were finally going to return to the office in October. And I remember thinking that Evelina Falenta's birthday is coming up, and there was nothing in particular about her birthday except for the fact that it took my mind off of COVID, off of the rioting, off of all the businesses closing, off of not being able to go to my favorite vacation destinations, including Evelina Falenta's hometown, and my grandparents lived in Taiwan. Not being able to travel to those things took my mind off of that, and I counted down, and I decided that I would celebrate my relationship with myself, and I went out to a Thai restaurant, and for a magical moment, the rioting, COVID, the fact that I often had to fill in for my colleagues who had family matters and I wasn't getting the best of treatment for being solo sexual, all of that just kind of disappeared. Even though it was only for half an hour to 1 hour, it still completely evaporated for a second. That was 2020. Unfortunately, I don't always get treated fairly for being solo sexual. Last year was especially upsetting. I had a colleague who had just separated from his fiancée, and everybody was crying over him. I actually thought he had a good relationship with himself, and he didn't realize that. And he took his kids to Disney World to take their minds off of what was going on, with the adult drama. The kids didn't need to think about that. And I filled in for my colleague during that 1 week. I was working at a tutoring center. It was often just the boss and we were juggling sometimes 8 or 9 students in that center. And it didn't help that our other colleague got COVID during that time. So it was a really tough 2 weeks of work. And I'm thinking to myself, this was early October, if I remember correctly. Go watch my videos from last October. I can't remember the exact details, but I remember thinking this is great because Evelina Falenta's birthday's coming up. I want to look forward to that again. I had just moved to Phoenix and I wanted to recharge a little bit. And her birthday came, but when I told my colleague, the one that was in Disney World, he laughed at me. He's like, well, what'd you say, solo sexual? Ha 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 ha. And he didn't take me seriously. He wasn't available on the day I wanted to take off, and it's very upsetting. He laughed it off. He laughed off another time I wanted to see a solar eclipse or a lunar eclipse as well. He said, "Come on, it's 3 a.m. You're a strong, tough guy. You can work the next day." And very upsetting. And unfortunately, for the 3rd year in a row, this year is not so upsetting. It's just that I love my work and I can't bring myself to ask for the day off. To give you an idea, today I had a really nice discussion with one of my students, and also I was asked to observe one of my colleagues teaching, and my colleague is teaching a kind of a remedial high school level course here at Phoenix College, and we were talking about mathematical myths that a lot of kids fall for, and she pointed out how when she taught grade school, a lot of kids think that you could add fractions like a over b plus c over d. You could just add them across, right? And I told her, it's kind of funny because I knew from a very young age you couldn't do that. And when I was in 5th grade, I decided to calculate when would that coincidentally work, right? Solve it as an equation. What are some fractions you could actually add like that? So we had a nice conversation. It's not that I want to skip out on any of this. I just want to have days to look forward to, whether they be birthdays, anniversaries, and unfortunately, people often laugh that off. And so it reminded me that I'm not as free as I think I am, and that's exactly why I need to accumulate. I'm making it a goal to accumulate at least 100 tons of bismuth by Evelina Falenta's 50th birthday, which is 6 years from now. I want to have at least 100 tons of bismuth so that I can take her 50th birthday off guilt-free, without worrying about being fired from my job, without worrying about the ramifications on the students. Although I love all my students, I can't say that I could ever not worry about the ramifications on the students. I can certainly get to a point where I could stop worrying about the ramifications of getting a bad performance review. Right, that I'll probably get to within the next 6 years, but it's hard to say. I want to be able to take every October 24th off starting next year, and without having to worry. I want to be able to dictate that. And so I think 100 tons of bismuth ago, after my frustration today, I went online and ordered another 100 pounds. All right, this is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.